William was just 15 when he died in December last year. He'd been shot in the back. Villaverde is among Madrid's poorest neighbourhoods. 2 young people have died here in recent months, victims of rival gangs trying to settle a score. Javier Cuenca is the president of a neighbourhood association. He's still in shock.
As you can see, he was just a kid. You don't expect someone that age to die so violently. William was just a normal boy. He went to school here, and he had a lot of friends.
Several gangs emerged in Madrid in the early noughties, modelled on the South American cartels. They're around 800 members, are usually very young. Clashes are becoming more and more violent, claiming 5 lives last year. Near the central Atocha train station, this priest heads up a program to help the few who dare to escape the gangs.
Bueno, chicos, cada bolsa vamos a...
In every bag, we're going to put a can of peaches, some oil.
Among them, Jessica and Arthur, not their real names.
This food will be given to the most vulnerable families. I'd say 5, 6, or 7 ex-gang members are carrying out this community work with us.
Jessica and Arthur are afraid to speak publicly about their time in the group, which threatened and harassed them for over a year after they left. The church was their only refuge.
Groups of violent young people have great respect for the church because the church helps the most vulnerable, and their families are mostly churchgoers.
Growing up with an abusive father, Arthur was still a teen when he joined the Latin Kings, one of the most powerful gangs in Madrid. He worked his way up, and by the end of his time there, he was responsible for a team of 34 young people, a dark period of his life that put him behind bars for 5 years.
The first thing they made me do was an initiation test. There was a young guy who belonged to a rival gang, and they said, "You see that boy? You have to stab him." They gave me a mix of marijuana and cocaine and ordered me to really turn the blade when I stabbed him to ensure he wouldn't survive.
Jessica came very close to death. She was beaten by her partner, a high-ranking member of another gang. She thought she would never be able to get out.
When you realise you want to get away, you're already in the gang. You know a lot, and the rival gangs know who you are. So how are you going to get out without any protection? I tried to kill myself 5 times. I didn't know where to turn, and I couldn't forgive myself for all that I had done.
This social worker is on a mission to stop young people from joining gangs. He's been coming to the neighbourhood of Ciudad Lineal for over 12 years. It's a hotspot for violence. 3 of the city's 4 main gangs are based here and regularly fight over territory.
This is where everything begins. The streets and the parks are places where children hang out. Often, it's the children who approach the gang members because they're always here and always offering to protect them. So they end up wanting to join them.
To tackle the problem, his association has run preventative workshops for the last 10 years.
Hola. Hola. ¿Qué tal?
Oscar is running a workshop for teenagers aged 15 to 18, one of the most vulnerable age groups.
Has a gang ever tried to recruit you or approached you? Okay, you're a friend of one of the gang members, you too.
Someone popular said to me, if you want, we can offer you protection. We can teach you our gang's codes. But I replied, no, no, no. I don't want to get into any problems.
I definitely thought about joining a gang because I had money issues. When you're a girl, they give you money to keep weapons and drugs.
Despite the work of these associations, a growing number of teens are lured in by the gang's promises. Last year, the police made about 1,500 arrests of suspected members of violent youth gangs.